Working with people from all around the world, I see all kinds of reasons why people sound unclear, unnatural, or hard to understand. One of the most important things you can do right now in order to sound more natural is fix how you pronounce certain words. Today, I've got a list of 10 of the most common words that I hear mispronounced. Hi there, I'm Latour, the coach for clear, confident, natural English. We at Latour Language Coaching work with a lot of professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners from all around the world who want to sound much better. As a result, one of the most common words that we hear mispronounced is actually the word entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. 4 syllables, and this word actually comes from French originally, but you'd be surprised at how many different ways that there are to pronounce this. I hear a lot of things like entrepreneur or entrepreneur or any variations of this. Now, there are some accepted pronunciations of this word in American English, and you might have heard entrepreneur, which is more of a British pronunciation. Now, the most common accepted pronunciation of this word is on, just like on off, tra-preneur, entrepreneur. Now, as a speaker of French myself, I know that this is not the most accurate way of saying this in French, but put that aside for a moment and pronounce it entrepreneur and you'll be clearly understood in English. Now, the second word, awkward, as in it can be awkward if you're speaking to people and they don't understand what you're saying. Awkward, awkward. There's a few things that can make this word quite challenging. For example, the sound aw, which doesn't exist in a lot of the world's languages. Aw, 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 very common in American English. Now, there are exercises you can do in order to sound more natural saying this, and for it to actually be easier for you to do so physically. And these are things that we work on with our clients. But for now, aw, aw, awkward, awkward, just like word that it's hard to pronounce. Awkward. The next word here is gauge. Gauge. Now, you've probably noticed this already, but unfortunately the spelling of English isn't always going to be helpful when it comes to knowing how to pronounce words. And this is a perfect example. G-A-U-G-E, gauge. It's not pronounced gauge or gaugy or any variation of this. Gauge. For example, you need to gauge what exactly you're willing to put in if you really want to make this change. It can be quite an investment of time and energy. That being said, it can be very, very, very impactful in your life. So gauge how important this will be for you, and you'll be willing to put in that energy in order to make it happen. This next word here is actually a combination of 2 different words. Worldwide. Worldwide. One of the most challenging things about this word is actually that er-o combination, just like in the word curl or girl. Worldwide. One of the things that you can do in order to make this word a little bit easier is actually add a little bit of a after the R sound. World, world, world. Try it out. Worldwide, worldwide. Of course, with practice, repetition, and the right techniques, this becomes much easier, but for now, worldwide. Good job. Now, one thing you might have noticed is that the world isn't all completely equal. In fact, if you want to move up in the career ladder, that's because that company or the society is in fact hierarchical. And that's our next word, hierarchical. Now, there's a few things that can be quite confusing for you in this word. Note the use of CH. CH, unfortunately, is not as clear as the word chocolate, as in ch, which you might have heard in school, okay? Chocolate, hierarchical, arc. So in this case, A-R-C is pronounced arc, hierarchical. Also notice hierarchical. I'm putting a bit more stress on that arc there. And that word stress is going to be very important to make you be understood clearly, not just in one individual word, but in fact as part of sentences, in music, but in general in speeches, conversations. Word stress is so key in English, and this is one of the things that we cover with our clients. The next word for you here is, pay attention, focus. See what I did there? Focus. I often hear this word mispronounced as focus. Focus. You might notice certain words that sound very similar to this word, and you should definitely avoid making this mistake in a business meeting or on a phone call. Bro, like, oh my God, he said focus. Oh my God, focus. You got it. Now, this list is literally some of the most common mistakes I hear, and that's our next word. Literally. Again, you have that difficult literally. Challenging here. Notice the difference as well between I and E. Literally. Now, in your language, these might sound the same. In fact, the distinction does not exist in many of the world's languages, but it's one that's very, very important in English. There's a lot of other examples that I won't have time to go into right now. That being said, literally is one of those sounds, one of those words that includes these difficult sounds. Literally. There's a lot of different things to unpack in this word here, but practice this one. Literally. All right. This next word here will determine whether or not people will understand you clearly. Now, this word has a few different meanings. Determine, and it can be used as a verb or an adjective. Determine. Now, be careful. This word is not pronounced determine, and it is not determinate or determinated. For example, I know someone who speaks fantastic English now, but her first language is not English. She spoke French originally, and now she sounds like a native speaker pretty much all the time. That being said, every now and then I hear her say something like, "That girl was really determined to get to the goal. That girl was really determined to get it done." Notice what I did there? It sounds natural here, but determinated is not actually a way of saying this word in English. Determined. That girl was very determined to accomplish her goals. Determined. Watch out for that one. Now for this last word here, I actually have a bonus for you. I actually have 4 words instead of 1. The reason I bundle these all together is because I really want you to understand, if you don't already, that the spelling of English is not always your friend. It can give you some hints here and there, but unlike a lot of other languages in the world, like Spanish or Korean, you can't simply rely on the letters to tell you how something is pronounced. For example, tough, through, thought, though. In these words here, the spelling is very, very, very similar. You all have O-U-G-H, through, tough, thought, and though. However, this O-U-G-H is not at all similar in any single way, except that it's at the end of the word. Notice the word tough. Tough. T-O-U-G-H. Look, I wish there was an easier way out of this, but you need to remember these words. Now, of course, I can teach you some strategies and work into how to memorize this, make it part of your vocabulary so you avoid making this mistake ever again, or at least know how to avoid making it later on. That being said, you need to remember this for now, okay? Through, tough, though, thought, thorough, trough. These are just a bunch of different examples that have this O-U-G-H combination. You might have also seen A-U-G-H as well. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go into all the different intricacies of English spelling and pronunciation. That being said, if you have any questions or you want to know more about all these different things, or you want to find out how to avoid making mistakes in pronunciation, how to find the patterns, or more generally, how to move your mouth so you sound more like a native speaker, so it's easier for people to understand you, and so it's easier for you to feel big when you speak English, well, send me a message. In fact, you can apply for a free consultation call. If you're still watching this video, I still have free consultation sessions. You can simply book a call with me one-on-one, and we'll look at your specific situation on how you can get from your current level to your dream level of English, speaking English the way you want to. Now, simply go to latourlanguage.com, apply for a free consultation call, and we'll talk then. On top of that, you can also join our free Facebook community where we're constantly exchanging tips, tricks, questions, all kinds of things where you can constantly improve your English level from pronunciation all the way to natural expressions. Now, this group is also in English, so you have a chance to practice, exchange. There is no judgment whatsoever, only value. Now, simply go on facebook.com or click the link down below. You'll find a link to that free Facebook group. Now, I look forward to meeting you in our free consultation session or else in the Facebook group. Otherwise, leave us a comment and I look forward to talking to you soon. Ciao.